morning, everyone. It is an absolute honor to stand before you today. Looking around this room, I see dreamers, I see doers, and I see individuals who have likely stayed up late into the night wondering if the path they are on is the right one. Before we begin, I want you to take a second to look at the person sitting to your left and your right. Give them a nod of recognition, because everyone in this room is fighting a battle that the world knows nothing about. The threshold of giving up. We are here today to talk about one of the most painful, yet most common human experiences, the urge to quit. We live in a world that worships the overnight success. We see the billionaire in their 30s, the viral sensation, the athlete holding the trophy. What we rarely see is the 10 years of silent work that preceded that 1 minute of glory. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They don't fail because their idea was bad. They fail because they stop at the very moment they were about to break through. There's an old story from the gold rush era about a man named Darby. He spent months digging for gold, only to give up when he was just 3 feet away from one of the largest gold veins in history. He sold his machinery to a junk man who hired an engineer, moved 3 feet further, and struck it rich. Today, we are going to talk about how to ensure you aren't the person who stops 3 feet from your gold. Part 2. Understanding the dip. 10 to 20. The psychology of the plateau. Every new project or goal begins with what I call informed optimism. You're excited. You have a new gym membership, a new business plan, a new book idea. But then reality sets in. This is what author Seth Godin calls the dip. The dip is the long slog between starting and mastery. It's where the honeymoon phase ends and the hard work begins. Most people quit in the dip because they mistake the struggle for a sign of failure. I want to challenge that today. The struggle is not a sign that you are failing. The struggle is the price of admission for greatness. Why our brains want to quit. Biologically, our brains are wired for safety and energy conservation. Success requires risk and the expenditure of massive amounts of mental and emotional energy. When you feel the urge to quit, that is your lizard brain trying to protect you from the unknown. But growth lives in the unknown. To reach success, you have to learn to negotiate with that voice that tells you to just stay in bed, or this isn't worth it. Part 3. The 3 pillars of persistence. 20 to 35. How do we stay the course when the results aren't showing up yet? We lean on 3 specific pillars. Pillar 1. Purpose over passion. Passion is a feeling, and feelings are fickle. Some days you won't feel passionate about your goal. On those days, you need purpose. Purpose is the why that anchors you. When you feel like quitting, don't ask yourself, do I feel like doing this? Ask yourself, who am I doing this for? If your purpose is bigger than your discomfort, you will keep moving. Pillar 2. Incremental gains, the 1% rule. We often quit because we look at the mountain peak and realize how far away it is. It's overwhelming. Instead, look at your feet. Can you get 1% better today? If you improve by just 1% every day, you will be 37 times better by the end of the year. Success is a game of compound interest. Don't worry about the finish line, worry about the next step. Pillar 3. The reframing of failure. Successful people do not see failure as the opposite of success. They see it as a component of success. Thomas Edison didn't fail 1,000 times to make a light bulb. He found 1,000 ways that didn't work. When you hit a wall, don't say, I'm quitting. Say, I am currently gathering data on what doesn't work so I can find what does. Part 4. The danger of almost. 35 to 45. The wall of greatest resistance. Have you noticed that the hardest part of a race is the last mile? The hardest part of a marathon is mile 22. In life, the resistance is always greatest right before the breakthrough. It's as if the universe is testing your resolve one last time to see if you actually deserve the prize. If you quit now, you're not just losing the future, you're negating all the hard work you've already put in. You've already paid the price in tears, sweat, and late nights. Why would you walk away before the delivery of the goods? The cost of regret. Discipline weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. If you quit today, you might feel a temporary sense of relief, but that relief will eventually be replaced by the haunting question, what if? What if I had stayed one more month? What if I had made one more call? Don't let what if be the story of your life. Part 5. Conclusion and Call to Action. 45 to 50. The promise. I cannot promise you that success will come tomorrow. I cannot promise you that the path will get easier, but I can promise you this. If you do not quit, you cannot lose. The only way to truly fail is to remove yourself from the game. Final charge. As you leave this room today, I want you to identify your 3 feet. What is that one area of your life where you've been tempted to throw in the towel? I want you to commit to one more. 1 week, 1 try, 1 conversation. The world is full of people who almost made it. Don't be one of them. Be the person who stayed. Be the person who endured. Because on the other side of that exhaustion is the version of yourself you've always dreamed of becoming. Success isn't about being the smartest or the fastest. It's about being the last one standing. Thank you for your time and keep going. You are closer than you think.